Hello everybody, thank you for joining me today. Today I'm just going to show you how to prepare this easy dish. Most of us know Palak Paneer. So these are all the ingredients that you need, and as you know, the two main ingredients will be our spinach or palak and paneer, which is very high in calcium. So these are all the ingredients. I have a very large onion which I have chopped, and I've taken two ripe tomatoes and the other ingredients that you see. And I have handful of garlic and four green chilies that I have slit. I'll be using 4 teaspoons of cumin seeds, some red chili powder, oil, salt, and turmeric powder. This one is something that I'm going to add to this dish. It is the green gram or the mung beans. And now this is paneer. I have left it in lukewarm water so that it softens, and then later we will cube them, pretty much cut them into small cubes, and then we can fry them and add them to the dish later. So let's get started. These are all the ingredients I'm going to use, and towards the end I'll also add a little pepper powder to the dish, that actually enhances the flavor. So let's get started. So in a large pan I'm going to add green gram or the mung beans, and on top of that I'm going to add the spinach that we have ready. Always wash them thoroughly, and then after it's drained well, I've added all of those. Okay, we'll just give it a press so that we can add the rest of the ingredients on top of them. So as I said, we have the chopped onions and tomatoes. I'm going to add them onto this one right now. The tomato gives a tangy flavor, so you can choose as much you want to add. And then goes in our chopped onion. All right, so we will just save some for later. And then we will move in to add our green chilies and pretty much half of the garlic that is there. And I'm going to add, a quarter cup of water to this, a little turmeric powder, salt, and then we're going to close it and cook this dish. Here we go, I've added the water. Now I'm going to add some turmeric powder. Feel free to use a measuring spoon. That is a quarter teaspoon of turmeric powder I've added. Finally, goes in the salt. You don't have to give it a mix. We'll just cover it with the lid and allow it to cook on a very low flame. And what we're going to do at the end is going to bring all this together. You're going to blend this up and make it into a puree. And then finally, we will add it to the fried paneer that we're going to do. So here I've added some salt. I'm going to go ahead and cover it up and then let it cook in a low flame. We'll come back to look at this a little later. Now, while this is cooking here, on another pan, let's get started with our paneer. So here I have 2 tablespoons of cooking oil and 1 tablespoon of ghee. So while that's heated up, goes in our 4 teaspoons of cumin seeds. Now, the cumin seeds bring a lot of flavor to the dish, so feel free to generously add those 4 teaspoons. So goes in the cumin seeds, and we will let the cumin seeds fry in the hot oil for a few seconds, and then we can go ahead and add the rest of the onion that we have saved. And to it goes the remaining garlic. We'll let both of that fry a little in this mixture, and then we are ready to add our paneer. So here is the onion, and then goes in the rest of the garlic. All right. So as I said, the paneer that we have, I have kept it in a lukewarm water just to soften, and then finally I have cubed them into small pieces. So while this onion and garlic are just frying in the oil, let's quickly go ahead and see how our spinach is doing. We will quickly give it a mix. Yeah, it is cooking. You see how the spinach has come down. Okay, few more minutes and we should be good to puree this mixture. We will allow it to cool and then we will move it to a blender and make a puree out of this and then finally add it in. So now going back to our onion and garlic. Now here goes in the paneer cubes. They're very soft since I've let them rest in the lukewarm water for some time. It was very easy to cube them. So here we basically allowing it to fry for some time. Now allow all the cubes to be at the bottom of the pan so that all sides turn slightly brown. And once that's ready, we'll go ahead and add the remaining uh, spices that we need to add. We can add some red chili powder, some pepper powder. Again, we've added salt to the spinach. So as you cook, you can always taste the dish and see if you need to add more salt. So if that's the case, go ahead and add salt if desired. Right now, I'm going to be adding the red chili powder. The heat and the spice is always a household's favorite, right? So depending upon how much heat your family can handle, go ahead and add the red chili powder and then the salt as well. So give it a good mix and then we will let that cook on a very low flame and then we'll come back to look at this a little later. So as I said, meanwhile, we'll go ahead and puree the spinach that is cooling down on the other side and then we will come back to mix it with this paneer that is frying here. Now, while this paneer is frying in the pan, a fun fact, just want to share a fun fact with you. Most of our eyes water when we slice onions, right? That is because slicing onions releases sulfuric acid that reacts with the moisture in our eyes to create that tearful reaction. Now, having said that, I just felt the need to add a little more salt to the dish. And as you see, the paneer has started taking its color. So we'll just let that rest for a couple of minutes and then we'll come back to take a look at it. And now it's been a couple of minutes. We'll give it a final mix. And meanwhile, our spinach had cooled down and I had made it into a puree. And we are good to add that mixture into this fried paneer. We had added quite a cup of water while cooking the spinach, so you don't have to add water. But again, when you take down the puree, try to get down all the goodness that is, stuck to your blender. We don't want to waste any of those spinach. So here I have added the puree. Um, and finally, we will give everything a good mix. And then you can always test for the heat and the salt and we'll just let it you know we don't want to overcook this because as you know the paneer is cooked in itself, the palak is cooked in itself, so we'll just give both a mix and we will just let it bubble through once or twice and we should be good to switch off the stove. So here I felt the need to add a little more salt, so I've added that. And initially I had said that a quarter teaspoon of pepper powder that also brings a lot of flavor. So go ahead and add a quarter teaspoon of pepper powder, and that completes our dish. So this goes very well with rotis, chapatis, even white rice. Kids will also love it. And you see here, it's boiling through, and then now we are good to switch off the stove. That brings us to the end of this delicious and very healthy dish, palak paneer. Kids also will enjoy, and you can have it with chapatis or roti of your choice, even just plain white rice. It goes very well. You really will enjoy it. Thank you so much for staying with me. Thank you for watching. Until we see again next time. Thank you. Bye.